Hey y'all, I wanted to come on real quick before I go to bed. I've been thinking about this for the last few minutes. I just got off of a webinar, and so I just have been kind of thinking about this. So I remember years ago when I told my mentor that I was going to write my book, right? I've been working on my book since I was in college, right? It started out as a journal. Anybody who knows, Bolder, Better, Wilder came directly from a journal. It came from me starting to write about these tragic things that had happened in my life and how I felt about them and processing them and working through them and just being open, honest, raw, real, and unfiltered. And I wrote about these different pieces of pain, these different pain points in my life, right? And I remember talking to my mentor about it and having so much anxiety about throwing people under the bus, about sharing my side of the story and my perspective, and about how I was allowing myself to use my freedom of speech, to use how I felt in that moment, how they made me feel, what it looked like, and all the above. And I remember her saying something that freed me at that time, you guys. She said, well, you know what, Britt? I love her so much. If people wanted you to talk about them in a different way, in a different light, in a more positive light, then they should have treated you as such. No, y'all didn't hear what I said. If people wanted you to talk about them in a brighter light, in a more positive way, then they should have treated you as such. What does that mean? When you are in the space where you are sharing stories about your life, about your pain, about your healing journey, nobody gets to dictate that. Nobody gets to tell you what you can or cannot say. Nobody. You hear what I'm saying? This is your right as a person who has gone through anything, that has gone through the pain, that has gone through the trauma, that has gone through the foolishness, that has gone through the... You understand what I'm saying? You get to share your story the way that you want to share your story. And oh, my story was shared with all the light and all the truth. And some people didn't like that. But it's not their story to tell. It's mine. And if you want to tell your story, go right ahead and tell your story, baby. But I've already shared mine. I've already told mine. And I don't feel any type of way about it because it was the truth. It's my truth.